So like they invented the computer animation shit for these graphics, everything like that. Like that wasn't a thing before, and they were having to deliver it. And he said, well, how does it feel to be in the tech business again? And Steve said in this interview, well, I realized that we're actually not in the tech business. We're in the entertainment business. And the tech is really just a vehicle to deliver the entertainment. Mm-hmm. And that was one of those lines that literally made me go on a walk after that. Like I paused the thing and was like, oh my God, that was a bar right there. And what I realized is that I'm in the entertainment business. The marketing is a vehicle for the entertainment. So I'm focusing on product first, and then marketing will be afterwards on that. So the strategy and everything like that, I like to keep that a surprise so that no one really knows what's going on. But I do have some cool plans put together that I don't want to like.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sick Talk podcast. We are in our alternate studio here where we filmed with Mason. And usually the podcasts in this setting are pretty fun. For whatever reason, it just feels like we get a little bit more loose and relaxed on these ones. We have
no nicotine.
Also true. We have
I've got nicotine if you need some.
How much you got?
Lots.
What dosage?
It is actually only a 3.
I'll do that. Please.
Okay, perfect. Hold on.
Green?
We've been talking about nicotine on this show like every single episode at this point.
No, this is like the one that's it's like menthol flavored. Mint.
No, it's just wintergreen.
But that's like mint.
It's good. I don't know how to explain.
Do you not know what wintergreen is?
No. I don't know what that is. Is that
try
like,
it, bro.
Is it like minty?
Yeah, it's minty.
Okay, I don't want that then. No, I don't like menthols. I'm not a black man. I don't smoke menthols. And so it's racist. It's fucking true, is what it is.
I was just gonna say, here we go.
Here we go.
Drop in, bro.
It's fucking true.
All right, well, I want to start off with the first question, which, bro,
Should I introduce myself, or does everyone know who I am?
We know who you are. You're a regular at this
no
point.
one's watching this show and doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, this is, dude, if you don't know who Nick Verge is, go watch the first episode we did with Nick. It was
Or if
fun.
you don't want to do that, you just go to my Twitter at Nicholas Verge and you'll find me there.
Okay, so the first question they're going to have when they get there is, what the fuck is 4?
4. 4 is my favorite number. Okay, so everything is numbers. You think about it, numerology is like the shit. I love numerology. Okay. So Christians oftentimes will come to me, not this Christian, but Christians of the religious denomination will come to me and will say that numerology is like it's against God. Yeah, it's satanic. No, it's not. Your Bible is literally filled with fucking numbers. Jesus Christ was 33 years old when he died. He rose 3 days after he was crucified. Father, Son, Holy Spirit is a 3 as well.
Should have been 3.
A lot of 3. So
Three
three creators. And then as well, when he was born, 3 wise men came to see him and brought gifts of frankincense, myrrh, and gold. Frankincense is what they wing in the church. Myrrh is what they throw on bodies to remove the smell. And then it's for people to be able to have the service. And then gold is obviously gold, right? And then Jesus was betrayed by the church, by the people, and by the state. And so it's like 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So 4 is my Holy Trinity, right? So that's the Father, Son, Holy Spirit we got in there. So it's like all of those numbers are not a coincidence. Why is it? It's 3. So 1, 2, 3, right? And we have this Father, Son, Holy Spirit. What is 4? 4 is you, and it's your connection to that. 4 is the number of law and order. Donald Trump was a 4. Another great reason to love the number 4. It's a great number. But that's how I view 4. Is 4 is your connection to the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So it actually started off as a meme because
What do you mean Trump was a 4?
his numerology is a 4. So when you add up all the numbers in your birthday, whatever that number is your life path in numerology.
You go on dates with 4s?
I think I did today. She was cute. 4s are good. 4s are good energy. Like
What?
4s are great. Yeah, they're great.
Like a 4 out of 10.
Oh no, not like that. No, a 4 numerology.
Flip it.
I was like trying to
Call him
flame you,
right-handed.
like, yeah.
G and T's and some 3s. Let's go. No, but then it was a meme originally because when we were on the boat, there was this meme that Vince showed me. By the way, Vince is now like my best friend. If you're watching, I love you, Vince.
Vince is the man.
He's so autistic. I love him so much. He's just the best. But it's this meme, and it was like an IQ test. I post this all the time on Twitter. It's like an IQ test, and it's like the Chad face on this, like on the background, and it was like your IQ test results 4. It's just like, and it says profound mental retardation underneath it. So it became this thing where we were always saying 4 And then right after that was when I started getting really into numerology. I was like, go figure. I really like the number 4. And that was like the funniest meme. And so when I was like thinking about what brand, like how I wanted to name the brand, I knew it had to have the word creators in it. I swear to God, I was sitting in an Airbnb and I was just like, I just Google it immediately, went to GoDaddy. It was like 4 creators. And it was originally FOR creators. And that was like taken, someone had it. And then I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, remove, and then 4. And then it was like 4 creators. I'm like, let's go. So I just was like, all right, well, 4 is like, no one's just posting the number 4, right? And it's enough that like, you know how Gary Vee was always like this in photos? Yeah. So I was like, I can always be in photos like this. I can throw 4s in whatever I do. And it's brandable. And that like, think about it, like Chance the Rapper was a 4 whenever you saw the 4 on the hat. And now who the fuck is Chance the Rapper now? Like no one who listens to Chance the Rapper anymore.
I thought that was a 3.
Was it a 3?
I think it's a 3.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. So Christian was just waiting to correct it. He's like, I'm not going to say anything. Yeah.
Okay, so
a number is brandable. Yeah.
Yeah. So sick name, by the way. I love the name.
Thank you.
Very brandable. But like, what is for creators? Can we talk about that?
It's a platform made by creators for creators. So I think what I started to realize about myself is that I online, I kind of don't like the personal brand stuff being dependent on the business because I say some really crazy shit online and I realize that that's not good for business.
No.
No, but then also on top of it is I was like, you know, what's the top echelon of a personal brand? Like, I don't know, like a Ty Lopez.
You're talking like Gary Vee, Patrick Bet David,
those guys go far up, but look at what all of them are doing. They have an entity. They're not just, it's not just Gary Vee, it's VaynerMedia. He has like an entity. I don't want to run an agency.
Maybe Rogan.
Rogan is probably one of the only ones, but then Rogan has so many partnerships with brands and everything like that. And you know, it's so like that's the top echelon of it. And I was like, you know, I don't know if I really want to go down that path. I want to build something that is not just me. I want to build something that 1, I can exit one day, but 2, on top of that, like I want to build something that's bigger than me and that can actually, because I only have so much that I can give. I know a lot about copy. I know a lot about marketing. I know a lot about psychology. I know a lot about I know a lot about all these things, right? But there's only so much that I can give inside of a platform. And I started to feel really weird when I started to think about just the brand in general. I felt very like selfish and weird and kind of like vain. Like everything was me and these videos. I'm gonna do this and this. Like it's always like my good side. And I was like, what if I asked myself, what if I made a platform that was actually like a platform? And so I started doing my research and I found Masterclass. And I know what Masterclass is. And I was looking through their shit and I Googled it. Masterclass is a $1.57 billion company evaluated at that. And they're garbage. The only good, it's like Gordon Ramsay. That's kind of
It's just the big names.
It's it. But everything, it's just, they're just putting just nonsense. Peace and Prosperity by Sunjad Bababa or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't even know what it was. But I'm just like, this isn't useful. This is like garbage material and then a couple good ones. And I'm like, what if you made a platform where every single one of those, you could watch it and become a better person for it, not just some random 4 talking about something on there, you know? So
to clarify, a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10, right?
Yes.
So not Law and Order. And so I started thinking about that and I'm like, well, you know what? You can always, how I think about marketing is you can take a product and niche it down further. You can change the mechanism. Like you can just shift it. There's no such thing as really a new product. Like it's just, we've changed the positioning or the angle on it. Like, is it Schweppes or is it sparkling water? You know, like which one is it? So I kind of just looked at it like, man, I think I can do Masterclass and there's a clear proven model right there. I can do Masterclass, and they're failing, by the way, right now, because we can definitely talk about these.
They can't be profitable, right?
Yeah, they're the pre-revenue stage or whatever. So
they took on a ton of money.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that here in a sec, because I have a lot to say about those pre-revenue fuckers. I don't think they're pre-revenue, but they're not profitable.
It's like, dude, they slash prices on their courses like insane.
It devalues it, and that's one thing someone was
it's a race to the bottom.
Oh yeah, someone was asking me about that. Like, will you ever bundle the creators course? Because there's gonna be a lot of published creators. I should probably like explain it fully now, but it's
So this is nuts, but they've raised a total of $461.4 million.
Yeah. And
so their valuation is only 3 times the amount that they raised.
And it's like I can see it.
Like
it's going to collapse, and it's because the way they're doing it. We'll circle back to that because I do want to talk about that. But so basically, I just wanted to look at things from the perspective of a platform, actually, and to build a platform. And I stopped making it the Nick Verge show, and I realized I want to publish other creators, But it was around this time I started reading, Jerry Weintraub?
Bro, when I stop talking, you'll know I'm dead.
Yeah.
That book. Oh, I love that
Legendary
book.
book.
He was the one that took Elvis on tour.
So when I read his book, you know what I'm talking about? Have you read that?
No.
You need to listen.
And Frank Sinatra, dude, his book is one of the best ever.
You need to listen to the book because he sounds like this the entire
Listen,
time.
Jerry
Jewish
Weintraub.
New York man.
Are you an audiobook guy?
I love audiobooks. Walking. I love reading. And I
Can't
like
do it.
walking.
That's what it's called, right? When I stop talking, you'll know I'm dead. Yeah.
So that book is fantastic. And when I was going through it, it made me realize that all Hollywood was publishing. And it was very predatory contracts. That's why Elvis died, is these very predatory contracts. And I looked at our space is no different. We've just decentralized it. We don't need Hollywood now. We have this, like this, guys, this is space shit. Like, think about this. 20 years ago, this was not a thing. Like you just, and then to publish it online, that just wasn't a thing.
So how was the moon landing televised?
Let's not get there yet. But
Because that was a long time ago.
it was, right? No, but I mean that like we didn't have access to that shit, So we're now at a point where we have access to these things. So creators are now independent. And you notice how people just like, I don't want to give you equity in my shit. I don't want to do a rev share on this. And even if they do, everyone that talks about all these rev share deals, I want the next person that's talking about a rev share deal, tell me how long you kept your rev share deal, because I guarantee it's under 8 months. Very few people can keep it for that long because the person, even if you scale it up, guess what happens eventually? Man, I'm paying this fucker 40, 50 grand a month. It's already done. And then you just cut it. So the publishing deals don't work out because they become predatory. And so I asked myself, how do I create win-win deals? Where
It's like OnlyFans for creators.
in a good ethical OnlyFans. yes. So I basically I created my structure for win-win deals, which we will keep confidential.
Okay.
Every single creator I've pitched to it has been yes. Like it's a 100% close rate on it. So what we have right now is there's about 6 different people lined up, and we're just gonna be rolling out these what we call creator classes because we don't want to get sued by Masterclass. Creator classes, and we're just gonna be rolling these out. And every single one of these are successful creators of a wildly successful business. Daniel's gonna be one of them, and it's literally just you share your expertise and what you feel the topic is. So right now we have mine, which was sales and clients for creators. Cody, which was identity for creators, and then I won't share the rest of them. But Daniel will be offers for creators.
You share one more because
Offers.
there's only 3 people.
Oh,
You have to
Jesse
get a fourth.
Jesse Elder will be authenticity for creators.
Okay.
Yeah. 4. There we go. There we go.
Love that. And we were talking about this a little bit, leaving church. What's the marketing rollout plan going to be? Like, are you going to try to just launch it as a platform and just say, hey, everybody come in right now? Or are you going to launch each course individually?
Individually, because I think each one deserves its own level of build up, whether it be emails and everything like that. My primary focus, is actually very interesting. I looked at an interview from Steve Jobs, and it was Steve Jobs and the guy from Pixar, and they asked Steve something about Pixar, and I think he was in between Apple at this point, like he'd gotten booted out, and
Did he start Pixar or something?
Yeah.
So he bought Pixar. Pixar was a thing. It wasn't called Pixar, but it was George Lucas, and George Lucas had a division of these guys, and he bought that division and then reincorporated it as Pixar. So they invented the computer animation shit for these graphics, everything like that. Like that wasn't a thing before, and they were having to deliver it. And he said, well, how does it feel to be in the tech business again? And Steve said in this interview, well, I realized that we're actually not in the tech business. We're in the entertainment business. And the tech is really just a vehicle to deliver the entertainment. And that was one of those lines that literally made me go on a walk after that. Like I paused the thing and was like, oh my God, that was a bar right there. And what I realized is that I'm in the entertainment business. The marketing is a vehicle for the entertainment. So I'm focusing on product first, and then marketing will be afterwards on that. So the strategy and everything like that, I like to keep that a surprise. So then no one really knows what's going on. But I do have some cool plans put together that I don't want to someone watches it and they're like, oh.
If it's anything like the Client Ascension welcome video, it'll be.
What was that? Did I do that?
Yeah, when Donald Trump called you.
No, when we brought you in as a coach.
Oh, that one.
That was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was so fun, dude. That took 2 hours to make.
Dude, honestly, it's so good that we should actually just cut it into the podcast and just show it.
Just
'Cause
right
that
there.
entertains-
Roll it.
Just right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It's rolling.
Roll it.
Roll the clip.
There you go.
That's absolutely required.
Oh, man. I hope they call. Dude, I don't know if they're going to call. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Nick. Would you like to be the Client Ascension VSL coach? Yes. Sounds good. We're going to pay you $1 million a month.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, you start today.
All right, thank you. Bye. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, so I want that Rolls Royce in complete black. Yep, you got it. You got it. $300,000? Not a problem. You hear that, peasants? I'm fucking rich. You're fucking poor. Yeah, just put it on the Client Ascension card. Oh, you don't have it? Let me give it to you real quick. 1 second. Yeah, so like, what's your offer?
Sir, this is Tommy Bahama.
Yeah, do you have like a VSL or? Yeah, but do you like have a VSL? Yeah, but do you have like a VSL?
What?
Yeah, no, everything looks delicious, but do you have like a VSL? Man, what a day. This has been such an amazing, terrific, tremendous day. It's been so great, so very great. Big Don, what's going on, man?
Nick, did I just hear that you're the new VSL coach at Client Ascension?
Yeah, I'm gonna be coaching at Client Ascension, yeah.
That's so very great. I want to congratulate you. And I also wanted to say that I'm starting a new offer. It's called Condo Ascension. I'd love for you to help me with my VSL.
Sounds amazing.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and join Client Ascension today.
Alrighty, we'll talk tomorrow. Alright, bye, Don. Well, this day just got better already. Let's fucking all this down. We'll just build condos. Condos there. Condos. Condo Ascension, right? Goes from a shopping center into a condo complex. Condo Ascension. God, life is good. Life is real good. Really good. Dude, that literally was. It was. You could see Dakota in the back of this. The camera is like shaking a bit. The best part is when it's me on the street. I'm like, "Yep, real estate." I'm like, "We're gonna buy all these condos, just everything." Oh man, yeah. It's been really fun. It's been awesome for me. I haven't been working with anyone besides myself, and we've been hitting like revenue record months, which has been amazing. It's just it's now I have to be entirely self-governing. In that there's no like external, well, my client will be upset. It's now like, am I going to be upset with myself?
Yeah.
It's like you have to get it done. And it's been amazing so far.
How much did that play a role in this new direction you're going in, kind of stepping back and not being in the client services businesses anymore? Is that something you want to get away from, or is it just because of the idea?
You know, man, I think what happened for me was I just kept telling myself that no one's going to take me seriously unless I'm like working with clients actively. And then just the more I observed, I was like, I'm better than all you motherfuckers that are doing this copy shit. Like I've worked with more clients. I've made more revenue. I've had bigger projects. I've had bigger names. And a lot of them, you know, I just, they're going out and they're doing this and they're pushing the courses. And it challenged me actually. It was like, dang, dude, are you like this insecure in yourself that you can't just like go after what you want? I was like, man, that's a good question to ask. And so I just, I looked at it. The last client I had did not end on like a positive note. And it wasn't like something I did. It was more so like just him not keeping his word on something. And that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, where I was like, you know what? Let's just go all in. Let's just do this. And so push the chips all in. And it's been freaking amazing since. And it's awesome to see that like when I focus all my energy on something, it creates everything I wanted and more, sometimes way more than I thought. So I think that was a very big deciding factor, was like getting out of that insecurity of like, no, you need to be doing client projects. You need to be doing client projects. But then it's like, I've already done more than most of the people, you know? So what's that left to prove? Oh, if I get to 50 million, I'll be more confident. If I get to 100 million, I'll be more confident. I'm like, I'm about as confident gets now. So you might as well just do it.
So what's the team look like aside from you?
Yeah. So I had like a couple different contractors. Actually, like last week I fired everyone. But like, so someone connected me with this agency in Serbia. And I'm not going to say names because as much as I love you guys, if they're watching this podcast right now, I don't want everyone to know about you because then my service delivery goes down. So like it's kind of the trap of agency a little bit, right?
Yeah.
There's only so many. But there's these guys that I got connected to for a website. They just crushed it. It was so good. If you guys go to 4creators.com, you'll see their website. Phenomenal. 4creators.com. Literally the number 4, not even spelled out. So I started working with these guys and I was so impressed. And I was like, you know what? I trust Eastern Europeans way more because I'm Eastern European, and they were just so on it that I just hired them. So now I have like, it's like a 7 or 8 person team. And I have one point of contact though, and I can talk to all of them through him. So it's awesome. It's like, it's very flexible for now. I think at a certain point we will go in-house and we'll have someone for that. But that, like, I realize how actually crucial that is, because right now speed is what matters most to me. And so it's like having, 5 or 6 sirs to deal with is like kind of a lot.
Yeah.
5 or 6 sirs.
Dude, Serbians are low key just phenomenal at everything. Best basketball player in the world, Serbian. Best tennis player in the world, Serbian. The only other like Serbian I know personally is our uncle's business partner, and he's a freaking legend and a beast.
Yeah. Dude, they just
Makes
crush
sense.
it. It's
Yeah.
Eastern Europeans in general, bro. We're just like on it. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I met a Lebanese girl yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
She looks like you if you were a girl.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that attractive? Yeah.
I mean, she was kind of hot, Andre.
Yeah. Congrats, though. Congrats.
Oh,
That's
It's
huge.
funny when she told me, she's like, "Oh, I'm Lebanese." I was just like looking at her. I was like, "You do look like Andre." I didn't say that, but like, I was like, this makes
In your
sense.
head.
Yeah, you guys, cause it's kind of funny though, because then you'll meet like a Ukrainian girl and be like, "Oh, fuck it, it does look like Nick a little bit." Like, these things are real. Like they're real.
Yeah,
Facial
yeah.
structure.
100%, bro. It's cool though. I like the direction you're going in. You've basically decided to like innovate, because you can continue doing the same thing over and over again with the client work and the agency stuff, but you're actually truly innovating. One of the guys I know you're close with, and you brought us kind of into his circle as well, is Taylor Welch. And to me, you're like his prodigy in a way. And he speaks of you very highly. And so I just want to get your thoughts on Taylor and how he's helped you maybe with this business model or just in general.
I don't think Taylor helped me so much with this business model. This is actually something I haven't really discussed with him. I didn't discuss this with anyone. And the reason why was because I didn't want anyone's opinion on it. I realized that if I was getting stuck in an opinion loop of like asking everyone, hey, like, what do you think? What do you think? Everyone has a 2 cents to give,
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I just need to trust my gut. And I'd been reading a lot about intuition and Jung talking about intuition. And so I just learned to like, I think I just need to trust it. But what Taylor did, like, everyone wants to poo-poo Taylor because of the FTC thing, but it's like, none of you motherfuckers could ever even get to that level. Like, it's just, it's like Wes Watson talks about this. I think it's so good. He's like, I could do Wes Watson imitation as well. Like,
I don't know who that is.
You know who Wes? Does anyone know who Wes is? Yeah.
I've seen his Instagram.
I
It's
love
like
Wes.
it's like Andy Elliott kind of.
Yeah, but like I personally think I like Wes a bit more because I don't know about Andy, but everyone's like, Wes is a scammer. I'm like, no, he's fucking not. Like, you just expected something else going into the coaching, but like he was gonna, you guys have seen this in Client Ascension. Someone buys and then expects you to like give them a job as well and like rub their feet and everything.
That's what Christian's for.
Yes. And the golden retriever. No, but like Wes is who Wes is. I think I paid for like 3 months of coaching. I got on 5 calls with him and got everything I needed, and it completely changed my life. And I love Wes Watson.
That's
like,
huge.
He's dope. And people that are like, he's a scammer, he's this. I'm like, I think you just like are very needy is what you are. And you need all that.
What's the coaching on? Is it sales?
Like fitness, mindset, and everything like that. And I think it just carries over. But my point in sharing that is Wes was saying this. I was listening to him today on a little clip, and I thought it was great where he was saying like, you motherfuckers are all saying that like, oh, your chick has BBL and she's got fake tits. Motherfucker, you couldn't even get her if you tried. So why the fuck does your opinion matter? And I was like, that's a fucking good point, right? It's like the guys that you see this on Twitter with fitness, where they're like, they have all these thoughts on seed oils and everything like that, but then they're out of shape.
Yeah.
Like, what does that matter? So with Taylor, like everyone wants to poo-poo because of the FTC thing. But to me, I'm like, how many people were running a operation?
I don't think they even realize why he got in trouble.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
He's just making the same marketing claims that you're making right now.
Literally. And it was bullshit. Like, I think that what it was is like, okay, the FTC literally gets paid when they sue someone successfully. And they're like, well, this looks like an easy target right here. Like, we can go for it. Because the claims were a little aggressive. But to be fair, they're true. They're like, oh, you make $30K a month as a closer. You can. We all know closers that do that. And then they're like, prove it. There's a bunch. So with Taylor, I think that very few people have ever gotten to that level of running an info product at that operational level and that operational complexity, and then as well lost everything, and then as well built up a viable solution after that, which is the wealthy consultant. And so it was a lot of like the lessons that I learned from him and just how he thought about it. But even I'm like that with every mastermind. You guys even saw this with Client Ascension. I come in, I'll be like super active for like 2 months, get everything I need, and then I'm out. Because I go implement what I need. I need to absorb material. So like even with Taylor's mastermind, like I got a bunch from it, and I'm like, well, let's go implement real quick, and we just get out. And people will be like, he ghosts, he's gone. I'm like, I'm busy implementing, and so it'll be like probably 6, maybe 12 months, and then I'll join another mastermind, dive deep for 6 months or for 2 months, get all the material, go on all the calls and everything, and then just go and implement it. I've always been that way since day one. I just like I need to consume it, otherwise I'm just not going to be able to like understand it really.
This is an interesting business though, and I think maybe the reason you didn't talk to Taylor about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's not a business that a coach would advise you to start because it is kind of like a bigger, more grand vision. And I feel like coaches try to push people into like quicker wins, easier way to monetize.
Dude, that's not Taylor though. Taylor, that's I would agree with you in like 90% of instances, but I will vouch for Taylor here that that's actually not what he recommends. I remember going through Taylor's stuff, and one of the things that he said that I really liked was don't go for easy to grab fruit. And then the more you do that, something about like the longer tail effect of something. I can't remember the specific words, but he said stop going for low hanging fruit.
Got it.
And so Taylor doesn't actually talk about quick wins. Taylor talks about really like, I just think it's how to view a business. If I were to recommend like what anyone should join for is if you want to understand how to build an organization, that's where I think Taylor is a G at.
Yeah.
But also if you want to understand like how to think about marketing in general from like a framework perspective, he's a G at that as well. I can't actually say like, okay, if you had to pinpoint, what did he give you? It's hard to say that because I can't even pinpoint what Wes gave me. I can't even pinpoint what my best friend Kyrie, who I've coached with for, we're on our 5th round or 6th round right now. I've been coaching with him for 4 years now. I can't tell you specifically. It's just, I know I'm getting better and everything in my life is getting better. Above all else, it's just the identity that I think grows and grows in the understanding, the consciousness and the awareness.
So to close the loop on that thought, what I was going to is I love that you're doing it because it is a bigger challenge. And I feel like you need that to stay focused on something.
100%.
Whereas like if you were just still doing like more agency type services, something that's client based, I feel like you would just try to tear it down like 4 months later and just be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
And a lot of people don't talk about that.
Are you still doing the agency in the meantime or no?
Nope. I don't have any done for you clients.
Damn.
Yeah. I literally like just done. And we just stopped. So it's like, I just was like, all right, let's go all in. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely that like I wanted more of a challenge because I just kind of looked at it like I want to build something that like can actually like make a fucking dent in the world. And it has to be B2C, but then the problem with B2C, because if you want to make huge impact, you need to go B2C. It's the largest market, right? But the problem with B2C is that what does everyone go towards with B2C? It's always make money online offers, and that elicits a lot of FTC like, hey, what's going on over here, right? And checking it out. And I also just don't really like that style of sales, selling to B2C people, like high ticket sales. So I was like, well, you know what? How many people do we know in Tampa that find out what you guys do and are like, whoa, that's kind of cool, man. And they're just finding out about this and they're just discovering the world of making a business online. And like they see someone like Christian posting on TikTok and like, this guy makes money doing this. And they start to get that awareness level. So there's a way for me to be able to speak to these people. And I'm going to write a book, and I can't say what the name of the book is because some fucker's going to take the domain name and I got to go buy that and trademark it and everything so no one can get it. But the point of that book is to show people that like literally you can create your entire life, your business, your mindset, everything. Like you are the creator of everything in your life. And if you take that into your business and building a business, you'll create any freedom you want in your life. That's the one thing I see now is when I was 18 and 19 years old, sleeping on a couch in an office, which we talked about last time with Mr. Gordon, which by the way, the clips my editor made of that was just amazing. You guys see it with me like smoking the pen, my head getting all red and everything.
Yeah.
It was like amazing. All of them were posting how amazing and fun their college life was and looked like so much freedom. And I felt like I was in prison. And now here we are, now 4 years later, and here I am fucking having the time of my life going everywhere, doing everything I want to do. And you fuckers are all, in a cubicle, you're in prison. And so it's like I sacrifice up front, and that's like the low-hanging fruit thing. I didn't go for low-hanging fruit. I went for the really hard to reach fruit, and eventually I got it. So yeah, dude, I think to kind of close that loop, I definitely wanted a bigger challenge. I wanted something that challenged me. And then as well, I wanted something that was just bigger than me. I love me. Nobody loves Nick Verge more than Nick Verge. Like I love me. But I also realized at the same time that how unauthentic was it when someone would ask me, hey, what's the best advice you could give someone that's just starting out as a creator? And I say, listen to me. When it's like really the answer was I listened to all these people and all these people helped me grow and help me be better. So I wanted to build something that reflected that because that's one thing that I've gotten really good at is having a taste for who is the right talent to listen to. I can pinpoint this stuff. It's every single person I've listened to. It's even if I catch them when they're early, it's like 6 months later, boom, blew up. Yeah. So it's like I can pinpoint these things for some reason.
What does freedom look like for you?
Like now or
Just in your life, like if we're looking at kind of the juxtaposition of what you said, people in a cubicle, that's kind of like prison in your mind, right?
Yeah.
So the opposite, like freedom, like what does a free life look like? Like what are you actually trying to move towards? And like what's the most ideal life once you start this business and it kind of takes off? Like what do you actually want?
Oh man, I want kids. Like I think the freedom for me would be just being able to spend like my entire day with my kids. Like that would be so cool when they're like a little bit older. I mean, you can't really do much.
Yeah.
The kid like is 3 months old. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. You can only look at a baby for so long, right?
Kind of just like sacks of flesh at
well,
that point.
yeah.
When they can talk,
Yeah.
that's probably when it's
Well,
cool.
you know, even my buddy who has kids, what's funny is that he's like, it's kind of sad because the first year, even when you're holding it, like people don't talk about this with dads, like the kid doesn't even want to be near you. He wants to go to mom, nurture, food, right? It's just like, it's the oral bio survival circuit. It's just like going straight for the parent, for the booby. And so the titty, get some titty comfort. So I think that like obviously as a baby, you know, there's not much there, but once the kid like grows up, like I just want to be able to like take my kids. I want to go to every single sporting event that they have, every single practice. I want to be able to show up to every single PTO meeting or whatever school meeting. I want to be like active in their life and still be able to work on my business, still have plenty of time for my wife. Like that to me is like when I'm experiencing that, which I will be the ultimate level of freedom in my life. Right.
Nick at his kid's basketball game.
What? Just me?
Just picturing you like, what the fuck is that shit?
What is this? I don't even understand basketball. I'm just like, what the ball in the hoop? What are you doing, kid? Yeah, no, I think that now, like, do you want to bring that to now? Like what now freedom is?
No, that was a great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful answer, bro.
Let's
I'm
wrap up
excited
on
for
that.
No. Sit back down.
How
We
many
got a
kids
lot
you
to
want?
talk about.
How many kids?
4.
You actually, is that the number?
I mean, I think, okay,
That is a good number.
bare minimum, I would want 4. I think it's really when guys are like, I want to have 8 kids, bro.
Bro, if you can find a lady that'll pump out 8 kids, like good for you. You know, like that's
Solid. I've seen now from being around my friends who have wives and who have children, that is a lot of stress to put on someone's body. Literally growing a human inside of you and then like making sure it doesn't die.
Me and Andre are laughing because he's one of 8. I'm one of 7.
I would love 8, but I'm also telling you guys, like, don't be upset if you get like 3 or 4, because like that's a lot. I think as well, like okay, have a baby and then get back in shape. That's easy. Have a baby, get back in shape. Okay, right. Have another baby, get back. Okay, do you see how it gets more and more difficult? Do you want to be married to a whale who's like at 8? It's like, oh, Bertha did a good job, but like, you know, she's a little
They
unattractive.
literally just said
crazy, bro. My mom's on a whale.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the likelihood of that happening. You have 7 siblings?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
and I'm the second
just said
oldest.
that.
That's insanity. I didn't mean that. Huh?
What? I got 6.
That's insane, guys. Okay, I'm just saying there's a level of
I'm just messing with you.
Oh no, you're lying. Get the
No,
fuck
I
out
have
of here.
8. I'm just
Okay,
messing with you,
okay,
being like,
okay.
I'm not offended.
That is impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I do think that it's like that is a lot to put on a woman's body, and if you can find someone who's like, oh, let's fucking go, right, and who wants to keep doing it, then fuck yeah, do that. But bare minimum 4.
4. By when? And do you have like a target date?
I'll answer both questions. I'm okay with having daughters. I would love to have 2 sons minimum. They need to have a brother in this world. So like,
Yeah.
I didn't have a brother, and I wish I had a brother.
Want to be brothers?
Huh?
I don't have a brother.
I'm gonna hold hands for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, you guys should do that.
What was your question though?
I said, what's the timeline on that? Like because right now, like to Dan's question earlier, it's like a 2-piece question, right? Like, what does freedom look like now?
Yeah.
And then obviously that's freedom, like in the future, the ultimate goal. So what does the in between look like?
Yeah, I think that sometimes when you try and put timelines on it, I can just imagine God going like, "That's a good one, right, buddy?" Yeah. So
That's like the famous saying, like man makes plans and God laughs.
exactly. I didn't even know that's a saying. Is that a saying?
Yeah.
Cool. Look at that. That's the right half of the bell curve, and I'm on the left half of the bell curve. God says, "Ha ha." Like there. No. So I think that I'd like. All I can do is what I need to do in the meantime. And so, like, you know, we were talking about this earlier. Like, well, you went on 2 dates today, and I was just like, bro, like, let's fucking go. Like, it's filtering, like, volume.
Where'd you go?
A coffee shop to start, and then there was like the Pearl as well.
Really? You were right down here?
Yeah, that place is so good, guys.
What'd you get?
The Pearl?
I got the what's it called? It was like it's not chilaquiles, but it's like kind of like chilaquiles.
It's like the beans and the egg. We went to the
Huevos for rancheros.
that one.
Yeah.
So we got
I always
that.
get the
Dude,
Benedict.
the cornbread there, phenomenal.
I wanted to, but that looked so like filling. It's like a
The
biscuit.
Benedicts, dude, it was so good.
It looks good. Yeah, that was great. We got oysters before and all that. But to my point there is just that like
Good dates.
great dates. Great dates there. It's just
And you've
great.
got a third coming up. So
I mean, maybe I'm traveling as well. I don't want like someone to see this and be like, oh, Nick's a fucking player or whatever. No, it's just like I'm
It's a Huberman type, bro.
trying to find that person. No, I'm always very open though. I don't like that shit where people just don't like communicate that. Like I think you should always communicate what you're doing. But yeah, I know I'm like I would like to get married relatively soon. So it's like, all right, well, God, you handle the impossible, I'll handle the possible. Just fucking grind Hinge outreach and just fucking just combative on that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But I'd love to have that happen soon. But I
Just
also
go to Pilates, bro.
yeah, bro. Hey, man. You remember that video I sent you where the girl randomly? There's a girl in my apartment building who does not know him and does not know that I know him that goes, look at how funny this video is. And it's him.
You're probably like, what the fuck?
I was wearing a Client Ascension hat at the point, and I was like, this is him. I'm like, this is literally the guy. She's like, no way, that's so funny, but look how funny it is. I'm like, I've seen the video, okay? Like, I've seen it. I'm like,
which video was it?
the Pilates one.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you just got like so much press coverage on.
Also, didn't it become like a sound that people were just using
Yeah,
to
let me
make
pull it
videos
up.
on?
Hold on, my God, it's hilarious.
So you have like an army of people just making Pilates videos, and it's your voice in the background.
Yeah, let me see. I think there's like 300 people that have used my sound. Kind of crazy.
What is the sound?
Just like me talking.
Girls should go to Pilates. You know what? Here's why. You should do it like we should read it like we're Tucker Carlson.
It's literally like videos of girls working out.
Carlson?
Why should girls go to Pilates? It's a good question. The American people want to know what's so good about Pilates.
319 posts using my sound.
319 posts using my sound. Christian Bonnier, quite the inciting comments. When asked why, he's okay. We can stop this now, but like it's the cadence. It's the cadence that he does always, and he's always sitting there looking at them like
Yeah, like
open mouth a little bit. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
I could just do the impression of the dumb face.
I
with the
love
voice.
Tucker so much, bro. I love his laugh too. It's like super crazy laugh. It's so great.
you know him on Rogan?
Oh no, I didn't, but I do want to watch that. I got a flight to Austin here in a couple days, so I'll definitely watch on that.
I haven't listened to that either yet, but Rogan's another one with the fucking funniest laugh out there. So I hope they just go back and forth and laugh
Rogan
the whole
has a good
podcast.
laugh?
Yeah,
I can do a Rogan laugh.
Yeah,
he does
yeah.
that all the time. He's like, when it's kind of funny what you said,
yeah.
right? Yeah, it's hard to make a professional comedian laugh. I would love to one day get on Rogan. Oh my God,
dude, that'd be
bro,
so
that would be
cool.
so G.
I was thinking about that. How like for our generation, that is like the new
Johnny Carson.
Tonight Show. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like nobody
Who
cares
the,
about
who
going
the
on.
fuck cares about Jimmy Farlord? Whatever. I don't know his name.
Jimmy
What is it?
Fallon.
Fallon, Farlord, Farfuck,
There's
whatever.
Fallon and Kimmel, but like going on Rogan or like for like me and Christian going on like Part of My Take would be way cooler. That's the pinnacle.
Yeah. I think that'd be way better than them. Like who even watch? Also, you know what I've thought about? I think ratings for TV are fake. Because how often are you at a gym and all the TVs are on one station? So what is that? Is that one? Is that eight?
It's four.
It's four. Yeah, like it doesn't make sense to me. Airports everywhere. So how do you know what ratings are?
It's got to be just like alcoholic 40-year-old mothers.
Probably for most of it. It's not even funny. Nothing they say is funny. I never like Saturday Night Live is not funny. None of this shit is funny. The only person I think that's really funny right now that's doing this is like talk show wise is Shane Gillis and Tim Dillon. Those they are so fucking hilarious.
Wish Tim Robinson had a podcast.
Yeah.
Does
Tim
he?
Robinson?
Tim Robinson's a guy who made I Think You Should
Oh
Leave
my God.
on Netflix.
It's so funny. Be like,
So great.
yeah, go ahead and pay it forward for the next guy. And it's just like, and then just
55 hot dogs, 55 cheese.
wait. I'm trying to do something right now. Oh my God. That is the best
I
fucking
want him
show.
on the podcast so bad.
You know what's funny though is that like 80% of the episodes are just awful. Like but it's the 20% that make it worth it.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
You like all the episodes?
most of them.
I love pretty much all of them. I love at least one skit in every episode.
So there's some episodes I went where it was just like nothing right there. I didn't,
They
but
get
is
better
it-
with it. Somehow they get funnier as I watch them more. Like
I
the
think
first
maybe I
time
need
we
to go
watched,
back and watch that.
we watched season 3 for the first time. I was like, then I watched it
And you
again.
watched
I was
it
like, this is hilarious.
I like the one where it's him talking about like it's the lawyer. Did you have it where someone came in your house and they ran?
happened to you?
Yeah, they sprayed to the bathroom and used the bathroom after that. And they said it's turbo mode, and I want to run with you too. And they said no, you can't join us. Yeah, it's so great.
Then they replace your toilet with a joke toilet that only has a hole big enough to fit a fart.
Yeah. Okay, we should start making the references that like maybe only like 40% of the audience. 40.
You know what's interesting about guys like that? Like if he was like a very, very handsome guy, I don't think the show works at all.
It is kind of funny, right? He has to be. He has a little.
So he's autistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks a little weird.
Yeah.
Tim Robinson, we love you though, brother. If you're watching this, he's like at home. He's like,
Dude, that guy is living life. He's
That's
at
how we
like
do it,
every,
too.
he like literally lives my dream life. He's just at every major sporting event now.
Sitting in the crowd.
Yeah, like since he blew up, you just see him at all of the
I did
big
see a
sports
picture
games.
of that where it's like, imagine this looking right back at you. He's just
Yeah, I'm for sure breaking a free throw if he's just staring me down because he's just so, I don't know, he's funny. He's funny looking.
If I'm in a bad mood, I just throw on one of those clips. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
Should we go story time?
Story time. I feel like impression time.
I could do some impressions with the story.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to a
so
strip club? Who's been to a strip club?
Yeah,
One.
We've all been. We went together.
Once.
Okay, so I've only been once, and it was literally like last week that I went. So it happened. I was on a date, and this girl literally just goes like, "Have you ever been to a strip club?" And I go, "No," and she goes, "Oh my god, can I please be your first time? I want to go to a strip club." And I was just sitting there, and I was like processing it. I'm like, this actually may be the best way to go to a strip club because I'm not gonna lie, guys. You guys all went together.
It's kind of gay.
I was gonna say it's kind of gay. You guys went to go get bricked up together, like looking at women.
No, it was different because we had like a whole section at Tootsie's, but it wasn't like you're not sitting like. So basically, the whole place, it's a massive strip club in Miami. You have like the ground where it's like the dancers who are walking around, the guys who are like getting lap dances and everything, and then you basically have like it's top deck where it's just like tables, like it's almost like a patio.
Tables.
Yeah, it was gay.
Okay,
Sorry,
fine,
guys.
we're
It's
gay.
kind of gay. You're gay. There you go, guys. Alrighty.
There was like 15 other
Client
people.
Ascension logo goes from red to rainbow real fucking quick. No, but like what was funny is
What city were you in?
Scottsdale.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was like, let's go. And so we go, and there was this one. This is how fucking based I am. I'm so funny, guys. Like it's afterwards. It's afterwards when I was driving home and I was like in the Uber and I was just like, God, I'm fucking hilarious. Like, so she wants to call over this fucking stripper to come dance with us. And the girl like comes and she's like, oh my God, she's Russian. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful to the girl. And she's like, oh, thank you. And she's like, come on. Pulls out like I got cash so we could throw money at them and shit. And so she goes, come on, give her some cash. And so I was like, all right, I'll go. And she's like, how much for a lap dance? It was 20. I was like, kind of a bargain. Think about it. Like, not bad. The date is 80. And then it's like, the thing is, so I give her the 20 and she starts dancing and she like puts her hand. I literally took her hand and put it on her. I was like, don't touch me. And she just is then just lap dancing all over her. It's kind of hot, honestly, like that. And afterwards, she was just like asking me in the Uber back. She's like, why did you not want her to touch me? And I was like, I don't know who the fuck that woman is. And I was like, kind of hot when she touches you, but I don't know who she is. And I could tell that she was just like, what the fuck? Like, what is that? But like, I'm actually like that. If I don't know you and I don't like you, I don't want to touch you. I don't want to talk to you. Like as a woman, oh, baby, I love you so much. So, no, but like with girls and shit. And I thought that was the funniest thing. It was just like
Kind of gay.
it's kind of gay, right? It was. No, it was actually, guys, I'm not going to lie. It was actually kind of hot.
No
And-
reverse card.
And then on top of that, also, like, I was the only guy there that had a girl with him. Everyone else was just like, okay, imagine a couch like this. And then there's just a stripper pole. And all these guys are just sitting there like this. And I was just staring at this girl. I was like, that's so gay. Like, you're all bricked up just looking at a girl together. Are we 8 and just discovered porn? And we're like with our boys, hey, you take it to the bathroom now. Take the phone. Everyone did that, right? Everyone had their boys that they no, didn't do that. No.
Nope.
That was kind of gay. When I was 8 years old and one of my buddies had an iPod Touch, and he discovered fucking porn. We would go over to his house, and he'd like give us the pod and go to the bathroom, and just like go there. That's the thing. Let's diverse on this. Everyone has the weird shit they did when they were 8. That's mine. That's mine version of that. We didn't do it together. That's what matters.
Okay, yeah.
It was separate. You got your own solo bathroom time to get a
How did we get here?
quick wink. That's all you needed.
Yeah. So
Let's take a detour. We're like in Miami now. Let's go back to Tampa.
Yeah.
That was the story time.
That was story time. I just thought it was funny because
Sex that girl.
yeah. No, she was funny. I think it was interesting that she wanted to go to a strip club.
But outside of that, like, here's what I've realized is that like you can't really you can identify some red flags very early on, right? But it actually takes about like 3 to 4 dates because anyone can be on their good behavior on like date 1, date 2.
Yeah.
So like date 3, date 4, and then like hanging out at your place, like just chilling. That is where I think you really start to get it. So far, so good. You know, that's a 50-50 for me on a red flag because it's not like she was like, I work at a strip club. She was like, I just want to go to one. I was like, okay, well, it's kind of, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to be like, that's a red flag.
It's kind of just something that's like fun, spontaneous, say she wanted to do. I wouldn't say it's a red flag.
Yeah.
That wouldn't strike me as one.
Yeah, it'd be weird if I was like, let's go to a strip club.
Yeah,
Like,
that
would be the red flag. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Casino would be another fun one for a date.
I can't, man. I lose every time.
Really?
I've won one time in a casino. It was on my birthday. I was 21 years old, and I went there, and I was like, I turned 21. I went to the bar, had like 2 drinks, and was like, this is amazing. And went sat down at the poker table. I'd obviously drank before that, but like legally. Sat down at the poker table, took like $500 from a guy, got up, left, went to Bass Pro Shop, and bought a gun while I was drunk still. It was like so funny, bro. I left.
So American.
I left. It's the most American day ever. I left Bass Pro Shop. I'm like, the fact that they don't like alcohol test you.
Yeah.
I bought a fucking gun, and they just were like the questions as well. They put you in front of a computer at this one, and it was like answer these surveys, and it was like, have you ever thought about murdering someone? And it was just me looking at it, and I was just like hovering over the yes. I was like, no. And then it's like, have you ever had suicidal thoughts or tendencies? And it's like, no. You're just going towards it. It's just so funny. I'm like, who's gonna be like, yes, I have thought about murdering my sister. Click, and then just immediately cop rushes behind you and shit. Yeah, no, not a good idea. DQ. How's Client Ascension going, boys?
It's been a lot of fun running it.
Why does it sound like it's wrapping up? What the fuck does that mean?
I feel like it's kind of sustaining at this point where we're like putting more effort into list kit and low ticket and just like keeping Client Ascension
Just a big gravy
great
train.
product,
Yeah.
but like getting it past where it is like very difficult.
Well, it's a lot of operational complexity.
Yeah.
Thank God you guys got the #1 operational complexity hander right here.
Yes, sir.
This guy right here. Yeah.
We're at a point where we're
That's just me. This is the infomercial guy. Whenever I pitch anything, do you remember the spaces we would do with Dan? By the way, like why did spaces stop? That was like the best chapter of Twitter, in my opinion, where we just get on and it'd just be like halfway through, I'd be like, Daniel, I think it's time to maybe for everyone to rip out their credit cards real quick, and I would just make the most absurd guarantees. I'm like, if you don't scale your agency to $100K a month in under a week, we will pay you $100K. And Daniel would be like, no, that's not happening. He's writing it down. It's like in one of those vans, like a surveillance van and everything. Yeah, that'd be great.
for Client Ascension, we're just showing up to work every day and creating TAM.
Creating TAM.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it's time for someone to write a book. I'm not even shitting you. Someone needs to write a book.
Daniel.
It doesn't even need to be Daniel that writes the book. Just literally, like, if I were you guys, what I would do is I'd hire a ghostwriter. I would have him sit, because, okay, to get Daniel to sit and write a fucking book may be a little bit difficult. That's a lot of shit to do.
Take his offers training.
Not even that, dude. I would like, well, yes, I would add that in, but I would just have a ghostwriter that specializes in this, interview him and ask questions and record it and then turn it into a book and then have him edit it, because that's easy. And I would just start publishing that, because it's like the book is something that's like, it's tangible and you literally own real, like, think about this. Who is this? Tashin? What the fuck is this company? We don't even know what this is, right? But this guy, Philip Jodido or whatever, owns like physical space. He's just, this is here. Core Power, Fairlife, best product in the entire world. Yeah. Physical space.
Fragile.
Physical space. So when it takes up physical space, and a hat is the perfect example of this, by the way. It's a great example. A hat is something that it's like it's your statement, and your statement is that you are fragile, I guess.
Don't touch him, bro.
Yeah, touch it. It's like the SpongeBob where he just shatters. But yeah, it takes up physical space.
I got a boner.
Yeah. What was that from?
That's just what would happen if Christian's just saying that's what would happen if you touched him.
Got it. Yeah, I know. I'm so handsome.
Oh, that's from in the Office too. When he's trying to make who's the big fat lady on The Office? The one who's like really big. Phyllis.
There was like a YouTube video called Deliver Us, which was like a SpongeBob remix. It was really dark and messed up, and that was part of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but continue on with the real estate.
Tangible. If it takes up physical real estate, it takes up more mental real estate. Imagine if every single month I ship them a book. Now it's kind of like would that not be profitable? We would have to find out how to make that profitable, right? But like literally like owning physical real estate in their house, they will think about you. There's books I have that I have not read, yet I know the author. Yeah. And it's like I know his name. And so if someone said his name on a podcast, I'd be like, I have his book, right? I was on a walk the other day. I'm about to leak something.
Do you have my book?
You have a book?
Do you have Andre's book?
What the fuck, guys? Do you have a physical book?
Yes.
Guys, why are we not pushing that? Is it not relevant anymore? Oh, okay. Redo that. Like if I could do that shit. But literally, like this is I think what was crazy. I was on a walk the other day. Sometimes what I do, this is my one guilty pleasure. I'll just smoke a fat blunt and go on a walk. Oh my God, I have the best fucking thoughts ever. Like I'll just go to the golf course and just literally go sit on the golf course and shit. Like it'll be like just like really late at night and just have some thoughts. And I was on a walk and I recorded the entire thing and listened to it the next day. I was like, God, I'm a genius. And what I was walking and saying is I was like, the best place for you to get a book placement is fucking Target. If you could get a book placement in Target, what's that book we've all seen? You Are a Badass at Making Money, or You Are a Badass, or The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yep.
So all these books got placement in Target. And the reason why is because if women become aware of it, it will hit the mainstream. Yeah. Men create niche interests. Women create mainstream interests. So perfect example of that, raw fucking milk. Okay, that was a very niche thing that guys were like all posting about and talking about nonstop. Raw milk, raw milk, raw milk. And guys were like, yeah, it's awesome. And then all it took was one fucking girl to go, seems like guys like raw milk. Well, let me go talk about it. Talks about it. Then another girl's like, she's doing that. She got a lot of attention for that. She got 100 likes on that. I should go do that.
Why do you think my TikToks cater to females?
See, 100%. Because they girls like will just, I don't even know what the fuck it is. Maybe it's
they just consume things.
Maybe something like that.
There's like a hive mind. Guys are just like, oh, that's cool.
Tell us how you really feel, Christian.
Guys will just be like, oh, cool. But then girls will be like, oh, cool. Let me send it to this and this and this and this.
That's probably a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, I don't share anything but like with two guys. Just like on Instagram, you send memes to your boys and that's it. Yeah. No, but like, I think that if you put it, all girls love going to Target. Do we go to Target? Like sometimes when you need like what, it's like out of like, fuck, I need that thing, right?
I haven't been to Target in a long time.
But girls like, oh my God, Target day trip. They like it's a competition.
It really is.
Who can spend the most time in Target, right? And so you think about it, like if you can get into Target, then you have the placement there. Women will see that. And all you need is a fucking generic book title that speaks to their generic desire. And they're like, oh my God, I'm furnishing my bookshelf right now. And then they'll buy it.
Furnishing my book.
I don't care. What I said on the walk was I was like, I do not care if I lost $15 on every single book. I would pay it because it's worth this. So CPA is oftentimes cost per acquisition. I have termed a new CPA, cost per awareness, right? And then CPP, cost per permission. Okay. If you bought a book from me and I shipped it to you, I have permission to talk to you. I have permission to call you. I have permission to email you. I want permission. I want also to have cost per like awareness level. Okay. How much does it cost for me to get someone at the point where they know Nick Verge and they're like, they know 4 creators and they're like, yeah, I fucking know all the creators on that platform. How much does that cost? You can't.
Free. It's called TikTok.
That dude. Right. But you can't measure that shit. Like there's just, this is why like with metrics, I think with people in general, like media buyers, why oftentimes like I like dealing with Chad media buyers. I don't like dealing with like very analytical guys. The Virgin media buyers. Virgin media buyers are so annoying because it's just like they'll be talking about all the metrics and everything like that. Well, track. Like I very much so align with Grant Cardone's media buying strategy. Like so I know his frequency. Media. Oh, it's your frequent. Your clever shit will never beat my frequency. I know his media buyer. I know him. Shout out Mac. I love you, boy.
Oh yeah,
I met Mac.
I love Mac.
He's cool.
He's amazing, bro. He's such a good dude. He lives in Arizona. He went to a mastermind I hosted like a couple weeks ago. But he's literally like telling me about this. That Grant, like literally, he went into Grant's ad account and Grant had set up the ads, and the title of the ad was copy of ad one. He just copied.
I do that.
Duplicate. Yeah, so you get it, right? It's the same thing. So he just copy. And he was just like, we need to do this. And we're going to spend $75,000 a day on it. And then Mac came back and was like, oh, hey, this target, we should like turn this off. And Grant was like, don't turn it off. Keep spending it. We need to spend more. This is how corporate America thinks about media buying and ads, is that we have $100,000 this month that we're going to put towards it. Does not give a fucking one shit if it is profitable or not. It's about the awareness of it. So like if I could design the dream campaign for someone, like if someone was just like, I have unlimited budget, Nick, and I want to listen entirely to you, I'd be like, amazing. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with like a micro test. What we're going to do is see what in your market, what desire is the highest click-through rate, which one gets most people clicking. Once we identify that, we're going to create an offer. Everything is going to be based on that one thing, and we are going to spend as much as we possibly can every single day and do it for as long as possible. It's not about like $100,000 one day and that's it. If you had a $100,000 budget, I would rather you spend $1,000 for 100 days every single day rather than $100,000 in one day. Because then it's about that frequency and people seeing it over time. Then people just become aware of you. They just know who you are. You're known, and it's like they can trust you now. The reason why so many people fail is because no one knows who the fuck they are. If I don't know you, I don't trust you. Like, why did I buy from Wes? I knew Wes. I fucked with Wes. Why did I buy from Taylor? I knew Taylor. Fucked with Taylor. Trying to like do this shit through aggressive direct response. I was saying this the other day that like the reason why all these ClickBank fuckers and all these people have to sell with a very, very aggressive direct response is because they sell bullshit products and they're not knowable or likable or trustable. They pull in some Dr. John, whatever the fuck, and like literally dude's like not even really a doctor. Like he's like he like is a nurse practitioner, but like has a lipo clinic or some shit like that or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's to even wrap it back to your question about Client Ascension. That's like what we realized.
Yeah.
It's like to scale Client Ascension, we need more awareness because we can't just ram direct response ads and then sell a $12,000 coaching program to someone that doesn't know, like, or trust us. And so to build the awareness, it's just products. So Internet Money is a great example. Yep. Cold Email Mastery, and then I've been pushing hard for the book funnel.
The
I
book
think that's
funnel
a great
is
idea.
fantastic, bro. And make it a physical book.
Yeah,
like ship it
free plus shipping.
Yeah,
the classic.
Ship them fucking
That's what made
letters.
Hormozy blow up. I feel like his original.
Hormozy, Myron Golden, Taylor just did it. I mean, all these guys do the same thing.
It's a little expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like you're saying, it's like you're not trying to profit on the book.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, it's just you think about it like, okay, I'm going to put $20,000 a month every month in this. I'm not even going to look at the ROAS on it. And what you will notice, if people bought media that way, it would be so much easier. But what happens is, and this is, I'm not going to say who, but a particular client, I got a big squabble with his CMO because he was like, day one, it's not profitable. I think we should shut it off. I was like, dude, you're such a pussy. It's hilarious. Like, I was like, dude, it's not profitable day one. Hey, Buster, did you ever think that perhaps the algorithm needs to get like, it needs to show it to a couple people first? It needs to see who actually bought it. They just like, it's like day trading and versus like Warren Buffett's approach to investing. You can do the day trading and try and get it profitable every single day, and you're going to make like $100 a day. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Or you go the Warren Buffett approach, and you think about it buying in a long-term cycle. You're not thinking about just like right today, I need to be profitable. I think this is why I haven't done any paid ads ever. I want to have and yeah, I know a lot about paid ads because it's been with other clients. People, before the person tries to find a flaw in my argument, I figured I'd give you that real quick, that I've done about 33 million in sales with all paid. So I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, but just had to let these motherfuckers know what the business is real quick. But like the reason why is because if your ads get shut down tomorrow like that, you're fucked. You have no revenue coming in. That's why Client Ascension, I think, is so great too, is like you guys have all your personal brands and Daniel's as well. And so it's like, even if all your ads got shut down, you guys could just ram organic content.
Yeah, we didn't run ads for the first 2 years.
Exactly. And it's like, it's the best foundation. What happened? I think I was running ads.
Well, now, like I was saying, is like we tried the direct response to Client Ascension. It wasn't converting. And so now we're running ads to Internet Money, to Cold Email Mastery, Script Swipe. So it's more to different product. Yeah,
and then check out our stuff. That's why you're going to continue to see our ads, because it's almost like negligible not to have retargeting ads. True. But yeah, we're just trying to acquire as many people that know, like, and trust us, like you said. And because there's a gap between where somebody's at when they first hear about us and where they need to be in terms of like level of trust and comfort to actually join Client Ascension, we're just undercharging for Internet Money, the setup offer, Cold Email Mastery, like knowing that the hit rate is like 90% plus on people that buy that shit and have like such a good experience.
And that's
so you just need to move enough people through there.
That's the big key there, is you guys have always had really good products, always really good experience. Go to clientascension.com and go ahead.
That's the first time.
And so, but like actually though, if you like, people will hear what we're saying and they will think to themselves, oh, that makes sense. And then it's like, ChatGPT, write me a book on this.
Yeah.
And then it's just be like 3 pages, copy, paste, and like, it has to be good. I'm not going to ever write a book that doesn't make someone sit on the fucking edge of their couch while they're reading it going, fuck, like this is me. I remember we all have had those books where you read it and you were just so consumed by every single word. Like you were legit like, oh man, I got to get done with this call so I can go read the book. You know, like that's the level of quality you need to have. It needs to be that like your product is just the main, like it's just so good that people want to consume more. And I think that that's kind of lost nowadays. Like I feel like we're in that period. If the industry is like Apple, it's that period where Steve Jobs was not at Apple. It's just they were just throwing products at the wall to see what sticks. We're even at that right now. Like it's just there's no innovation in Apple at all. Versus when Steve came back to Apple, iPhone, iPad, like just changed the world completely.
Yeah.
So I just kind of look at it like most of these people think that like a good idea is enough. Oh, that's a great idea. I'll do that. It's all about the execution of the idea. If you don't execute it properly, you're fucked. And that's a Steve Jobs quote as well, just not as bullish as I put it right there.
Based.
And red pilled.
I remember the first time I heard that Steve Jobs, like in his little hiatus, just scaled Pixar, and I was like, wow, this guy's really the GOAT.
What a G, bro.
Yeah.
Like literally it was just like, I mean, just imagine you built literally the largest company in the entire world.
Yeah.
And they were like, Steve, it's the board has spoken and you got to go. Did you guys see the movie with Ashton Kutcher as him?
Yeah, classic.
Golly. Have you seen that? Dude.
So good.
You should watch
Good
that
movie?
tonight.
What's it called?
I think it's Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
I think it's Jobs or Steve Jobs.
It might be Jobs. There's two.
Yeah. I mean, the one with Ashton.
What was Ashton Kutcher is best.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, it kind of like painted him, I think, in the perfect way. It's like a little pretentious, but like at the same time, just a killer.
Yeah.
Like just a killer, dude. Yeah, he's
That's the one where he's waiting to go out on stage.
I think so. I don't remember the ending really because I was almost like falling asleep at the end. I was tired, but like it's a great movie though, regardless. Have you guys seen Whiplash?
Such a good movie. That might be like a top 5 movie for me.
It is. I like the ending a lot too.
Simmons.
Yeah. Oh, he's a great actor. Have you seen the memes though, where it's like the guy, he's like, "Are you edging or are you gooning?" he just goes like, "What?" And he's like, "Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Are you edging or are you gooning?" He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's like, "So you do know edging from gooning? Do you guys know what edging and gooning is or no?" Really? No. Okay. Well, actually, let's not say that then. But like, edging is.
I know what edging is. Yeah.
Edging is like stopping right before it snows. Gooning is snowing.
So why would you bring that up in a
podcast?
No, in a band.
It was a meme, guys. Fuck. That's all. It's a meme. It was all it was. It was just, are you edging or are you gooning? Christian, are you edging or are you gooning?
I'm a goon.
Oh.
I'm a gremlin.
Kind of gross, bro.
You guys know how I'm posting all these big cats on my timeline now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually an inside joke, and I'm going to let all you guys in on it, and I'm going to let you inside on that as well. I told this to someone while I was on FaceTime. I was like, I swear, bro, if you just do semen retention, you turn into like big cat energy. Like literally, you like feel like a fucking tiger. So if you see me posting big cats, you know what the fuck the business is. That's what it is right there. I'm serious. That shit is like so real. And what's so funny is then you have the guys on Twitter that it's like just cope. They're just like, that's false. It's fucking gay. Like man is meant to do that. I'm like, there is a literal cognitive, like noticeable difference for me at least. If I don't for like 2-3 weeks, we should probably stop talking about coming, honestly. This is great, right? No, yeah, but seriously, like I swear there is if I just don't for 2-3 weeks, fucking serious cognitive difference. I'm so much sharper.
And in the gym.
Everything across the board. Even like with women, like it's just like they can almost detect it or something like that. Like there's just an energy or pheromones. Like you're just so much more confident versus like if you've gooned like 4 days in a row, like fuck, man. Like it's just like, I feel like you fired off so much prolactin because this is real. Like this is proven by science. When you goon, when you goon, what ends up happening is your body releases prolactin, and prolactin is basically a chemical that's supposed to signal to your body like, hey, you just had a kid. Like you need to calm down because imagine you're a big gorilla motherfucker and you're like a conqueror and like you just went and you've been conquering nonstop and then you got to go pregnant. Hey, you can't go conquer right after. You have to like chill for a sec. So it's literally like if you do that constantly, you are triggering your body to relax. And it's like I remember my buddy.
That's why fighters don't do it.
Yeah, Mike Tyson would not.
Up to a fight, yeah.
Yeah, I remember my buddy was like, he said to me, he's like, bro, don't be such a dumbass. And I was like, don't call me a fucking dumbass to his face like that. And he was just like, what the fuck is your problem, right? And I was like, I just looked at him and I was like, I'm sorry, man. I've been retaining for like 3 weeks. I'm kind of on edge right now. And he was like, I get it. And I was like, also my dad called me dumbass when I was a kid. I think you just triggered like Just like 4 different things at once. I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, 4. Four. There we go. Let's go. Yo, we went to a Catholic. Is it Mass? Went to Catholic Mass. I'm so used to divine liturgy from Orthodox. We are going to transition this to religion right now.
Yeah,
we're going to turn this
pivot.
Turn this ship around right now.
The little like stamps on YouTube are gonna make no sense.
Yeah, it's all good. Gooning versus etching, divine liturgy versus Catholic Mass. No, but like actually, that was really like I'm kind of like I think I'm gonna go to
Catholic Mass.
I don't like I respect liturgy, but oh my god, bro, it's just literally it's just so like. It's just so much. And Jesus died on the cross. Like, you can't stand for an hour and a half. I'm like, it kind of sucks, man. Like, you want to I'm also like wearing boots and shit. I was like, I don't want to stand for an hour and a half. And if you sit down, I swear, like a babushka, like across the room will just look at you. Like, you can't sit right now. You're disrespectful to Christ. Yeah. They let you sit like twice.
What's the difference? Sorry.
Yeah, actually talk about this because we both mostly have experience with Catholic Mass because that's what we grew up with.
Gone to a Catholic.
So I've also been to non-denominational. I've not been to Orthodox. So talk about the differences between the three because what you say about non-denominational has me cracking up.
With the non-denominational stuff, for me, I'm like, this just looks like a concert.
We're going to talk about that.
I always looked at it as something where like nothing against people who go, but the Catholic Mass format for me just seems like, oh, like this feels more aligned with what I'm trying to accomplish by going.
Holy.
Yeah.
It feels that way.
It feels about right. And then you think about it, and you're like, oh, well, it's been around for, thousands of years.
Here's what it was. So basically, I think it was like 100 years after Christ died. They basically like got together. I think it was called the, I don't think it was the Nicene Convention. I could totally be wrong. And just some history buff is going to just like know it. But there was a convention where they held, and this is where Catholicism and Orthodoxy, they split.
The schism.
It was some difference. I don't know what it is, guys. Like, it's just something. They were like A, they were like B. Okay, this isn't going to work up, and they broke up. And so they went their separate ways. And what's different though is that like Orthodoxy in terms of the service. So what it is you get there, it starts like 30 minutes before the service. I don't know if Mass does that, but there's like singing right before it. And so there's a singing, there's just chants. It's a lot of chanting and not like, but like they call them Gregorian chants where it's like, it sounds angelic. And that was one thing I told you guys during the service. I was like, I like this service a lot, but we got you guys beat on music. Like this, it was like very out of tune and everything for the music versus like there is like just you feel like you're in heaven. Like it's just beautiful music. And so what happens is when the service starts, divine liturgy starts, you stand, and there's like 2 times where they let you sit. It depends. It varies church to church. And I think as well, there's like a competition thing because like you see an old grandma standing the whole time, and you're like, fuck, I got stronger legs than old grandma over there. But it's like, it literally is like a competition who can stand the longest. Because it's like, we don't believe that church is supposed to be like, it's about an experience for us to give grace to Christ and like he suffered for us, so it's okay for you to suffer. So, essentially every divine liturgy is kind of like the story of Christ and they're closing the loop. And then they do talk a little bit about a specific verse and then they close it. And it looks like freaking Star Wars sometimes with like all the uniforms and everything, like the Jedi Council and shit. It's like it looks crazier than your guys' guy with the robe on. Like,
do they do communion?
Yes, but you can. That's what's interesting. You can only do the communion if you are baptized. You're not allowed to do communion if you're not baptized. So I thought that was really cool unless I did that wrong and I wasn't supposed to do that. But
well, for Catholics, you're supposed to only get communion if you actually went through the sacrament of First Communion.
What's that?
So it's like yeah.
Oh, really?
You're in like 2nd grade and like they'll basically bring you in for like a couple classes and then you get your first communions. But like Catholic kids don't have communion until usually like they're probably 9 or 10. Yeah. And then you go through like some class and then it's a sacrament, like marriage.
Interesting. Yeah. So I think that's like one of the main differences is kind of like the practice. Then there's the non-denominational churches, and it's just like, I can't take you seriously if you go to one. Actually, the girl, though, today that said it, I think that she put it really nicely. She's like, I don't really go for church. I just, like, I get it, and I like going there. I actually don't really like the service, but she's like, I want to be around other people who are of faith.
That's the biggest selling point for
There's
sure.
no community in Orthodoxy. Like, they're all, like, Eastern European. Like, you look at them, and they're just like, don't look at me. They're like not really, but that's how their face looks. Like,
That's how it. That's kind of how it is with Catholic masses too.
yeah. It's just like kind of more serious. Whereas like at non-denominational churches, they're like, hey, just nonstop. Oh yeah. It's like that tape meme where it's like, oh yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about with that? Yeah. It's literally that. Oh yeah. It's just that. Was it that one hit for you, Christian?
No, where it's like the six-figure agency owner. It's like, I'm a six-figure agency owner.
No, 100%. Yeah. So that was definitely like the main difference. But these non-denominational churches, I call it the Jesus Christ Taylor Swift concert because it's just like it's so worldly. I want to read you guys this because this is one of my favorite quotes. And people be like, "Well, Nick, you don't live that out fully," and I'm just like, "Well, I'm not Jesus Christ, so sorry, guys. Like, I am of the body." So someone else say something while I'm pulling this up real quick. Can someone fill the
This man has done over $30 million in sales for his clients.
And you know what? Speaking of 30 million, you know what? Why don't you head on over to clientascension.com. Okay. So this is from a brand that's called Death to the World. And it is not like, it's actually very interesting. It's like orthodox, yet at the same time, these guys are like really into like punk rock. It's very interesting. Like you have to like go into it, and I'll send you guys some videos that you 100% need to watch because like sheer production value, you're just like glued to the screen the entire time. Like this is amazing. And so the name of the brand is Death to the World, and the about page says this, and this is a quote from Saint Isaac the Syrian in 7th century. And it says, "What do we mean by death to the world?" And he said, "The world is the general name for all the passions. When we wish to call the passions by a common name, we call them the world. But when we wish to distinguish them by their special names, we call them passions. The passions are the following: love of riches, desire for possessions, bodily pleasure from which comes sexual passion, love of honor which gives rise to envy, lust for power, arrogance and pride for position, the craving to adorn oneself with luxurious clothes and vain ornaments, the itch for human glory which is a source of rancor and resentment, and physical fear. Where these passions cease to be active, there the world is dead. Someone has said of the saints that while they were alive, they were dead. For through living in the flesh, they did not live for the flesh. See for which of these passions you are alive, then you will know how far you are alive to the world and how far you are dead to it." Saint Isaac the Syrian, 7th century. So like, that's a lot, right? Yeah, homeboy was spitting bars right there.
Yeah,
But
he just decoded that shit.
So I think that what he's saying there is true in that like the saints, they didn't live for the world, right? And they were living for God. And that's why like there's these stories, I can't remember which one, but one of these saints literally just locked himself at the top of a tower. Yeah, 4. Locked himself at the top of a tower and just didn't eat for like 30 days straight and just sat down there until people were like literally climbing up the tower to like get him out of there and shit. These are why a lot of the highest level of Orthodox priests go to like the mountains. Like I have this on my wallpaper where it's this guy right here. And this is the highest level. I think it's called the monastic order inside of Orthodoxy. It's a reminder to me, these guys take a death vow. So what it is like probably around like 60 or 70, they make a vow that they will never speak again out of respect for Christ. So they'd never talk again. They literally go to like the mountains. There's footage. If you look up the pictures of them, there's very few colored photos. It's all like black and white and everything. I think I've seen 2 videos of them, like people seeing them. It's a very rare thing to see. And so when I look at that, I see something that's so holy and so pure and so like unwesternized, something that is just has never changed since like the time it started. Then I go to like in Scottsdale, it's called Impact Church, which is like the non-denominational one. And they'll say that it's not non-denominational. They'll say that they're what's the one where they're like not Baptist? What's the one where it's like they're like yelling a lot? Evangelical. It's non-denominational. There's freaking air cannons. I went on Christmas and they baptized 100 people in 10 minutes. It was like a McDonald's for baptism. Like it was just ridiculous. And that's a very worldly church. All that. The pastors are wearing designer clothes on stage, like Louis Vuitton.
You can tell that they're just profiting.
100%. They're pulling up in a Bentley to the thing. And like, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that making money is bad. I do believe if you're making money entirely off of Christianity, like you're kind of a piece of shit in my opinion.
Have you seen that HBO show with what's his name? It's about the Christian preacher that makes like a ton of money.
Osteen?
Yeah. No. But it's kind of like that. It's like a parody in that stuff. But I was like, that's a slippery slope.
It's almost like satanic. But if you actually break down like what these guys preach, it's like totally gets.
And it's like, there's a level where like we have to kind of look at it as like, okay, what was Jesus condemning? It was the Pharisees who were like the law.
The law is it.
And then he said, I am the law.
Yeah.
I am the law. I am the law of Moses. And so I look at it like when I go to
Righteous Gemstones. Sorry, I just had to.
What is
my
it?
brain was not
The
present.
Righteous Gemstones.
Really good show.
Okay, interesting. When I go there and I go to that church and I see the designer clothes and I see all the girls in their little hoochie outfits with their tits pressed together on a Sunday. They just got done with Old Town earlier, which is like our like club scene in Scottsdale, and all the people. And I'll never forget. This was the most annoying thing to me. This is why I love that Catholic mass. Everyone's proper. And everyone, like, we're here to respect Jesus Christ.
Is that not how it always is?
Is that not?
In Catholic mass, but he's talking about non-denominational church.
No. In non-denominational churches, they're just stand up. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut the fuck up and sit down in the name of Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah,
what
like,
are you doing?
Amen.
And, well, it's just like that. And I remember one girl just stood up and went like literally just like, that's right. And then just sat down and everyone's like, woo, you go, girl, and everything. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, how about that? And I'm trying, like I say this and it's kind of for comedic effect.
It's like a cult almost.
It kind of is. You know, it's like, it feels like that.
It just feels weird.
It does. And I just,
And then they're like, here's the QR code. It's like,
yeah, can you guys scan that real quick and just like donate right there? And they have an optimized donation page. I could tell they split tested this shit too.
They are crushing it with business. Like their business fundamentals are on point. Like if you want to learn about funnels and marketing, just go to a church.
Just like show a kid starving in Africa and they're like, this is what you're doing.
This is what you're donating to. It's like
remember when we went to the concert?
Like maybe donate to them.
So that's one thing I've always liked about the Catholic Church because they also ask for money, which is,
It's biblical. You're supposed to tithe.
Yeah, no, I know. But the thing that I like there is because the priest takes a vow of poverty.
Yeah.
Whereas at these churches that are non-denominational, somebody starts it up, like the person who runs it could be getting very wealthy. And it's like, okay, it just doesn't feel, it wouldn't feel the same if I was giving where the priest didn't have vow of poverty.
Paying his Bentley payment.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can't get behind it. And I think that, people will say all sorts of things like about how I'm not really a true Christian and this and that. And, there's a story in the Bible, and I don't know the exact specific words to it, and I'm going to summarize it, and someone can go and source it. But basically, this guy asks Jesus, "How do you get into heaven?" And the guy goes, "Well, you need to do all these acts, do all this stuff." You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And so he says that, and Jesus goes, "Yeah, do that, and you'll go into heaven." But then like later, what happens is you start to see Jesus is actually saying the exact opposite. And so I think when I read that, how I registered it is he's actually kind of being like sarcastic, like, "Oh yeah, you can definitely do that. Go for it." You know what I mean? Like totally, you'll make that happen. And he wasn't. Like you can't be perfect all the time.
Well, yeah, he says to that person that says, "I've done all these things, like I've done all the acts, I was good all my life," and he's gonna turn him away when he gets to heaven and say, "I never knew you."
That's later. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. I never knew you. And so how I view it is that like what he's saying is that if you want to get into heaven based on your acts, I will judge you based on your acts as well. And
because then you make yourself the God.
Yeah.
You think that you could get to heaven through your self-righteousness, which is completely against what Christianity is all about.
And for my Muslim brothers out here, there's an amazing hadith from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. You got to say it because that's what they want. It's like I've had guys message me, "Hey brother, if you say it, you have to say it with the right now." I was like, "Hey, I'll respect it." But he was saying how a man got to heaven and God said, "Let him in out of my grace." And then the man said, "No, God, I'm good. I'd like to be judged based on my actions." And he said, "Alrighty. Let's put on a scale, on one end, all of his good deeds, and on the other end, the blessing of his eyesight." And they put it on, and it outweighed, the blessing of his eyesight outweighed all of him. And then he was just begging him, like, "No, okay, no, so, please, sir, no, I want to go in." And so then they let him in after that. And I think about that a lot, and that like, you like, what if it was just, you're already saved, G? Like, you're all good.
That's how it is.
It is. And it's like this, though, I need to save myself. I need to be redeemed. I. That's the trap. You're inherently doing something Luciferian. It's all about me and I need to be saved and everything. 100%. Where it's like, dude, it's not about you. He's already done it all for you. And so that's why, like, when all these Christians will say this, that, "Oh, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this." It's like, all right, G, we'll see. Like, we're going to see at the end. But really what it is that, like,
I don't need to conform to your standards. What I know is I know God closely, very closely. Last night, I didn't go to your guys' spot because I was very weird, by the way. Like, I just walked in and you guys weren't there, and there was like 5 people on your couch, and I was like, I walked with them. I thought you guys were gonna be there. I'm like, I would personally not be cool with this at all, and so I'm leaving right now.
I was a little surprised when I showed up and there was like 8 people, and I was like,
to me that's a little.
I need to start locking this place.
I have like a very like I just do things a certain way, and that was out of frame, and I didn't like that. And also, just someone we know was a little drunk, and I was like, I need to get out of here. So I go home.
I was sad not to see you there though.
It's okay. Well, now you see me now, sir.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
So I went home and I sat on the balcony, and I, for an hour straight outside, just talked to God out loud, had myself a little cigar, and then just sat there and talked to him. Just talked. I don't ask for anything. I don't pray for anything. I did say like, hey man, if you want to send me a wife tomorrow, that'd be awesome. But like, like I did say that. But it said, please, sir, like to God, like praying, like please, sir, while you're praying. But I talk with him, and it's because like this is what I see with a lot of Christians is I'll ask them, when's the last time you prayed out loud? When's the last time you read the Bible out loud? When's the last time you spoke the word out loud? And they'll be like, well, I don't do that. And I'm like, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. God is what we're doing right now. It's like, think about, okay, we're literally making noises that if someone in Serbia watches this, they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't know what this is, right? But we understand it, right? And if it was a Serbian one, we'd be watching it like, what the fuck is this? That communication, the ability to articulate yourself, does it not make sense that that's everything in the world is encapsulated in speech? There's nothing in the world that can't be encapsulated in speech, but God. You can't explain God. It's this wild phenomenon. It's like this girl yesterday that was at that what's it called, WTR or whatever that we went to.
Water,
yeah. She was like, I'm agnostic, and I was like, do you not like see the birds? Do you not see the trees moving in the air? Do you not hear your heart pumping like all in total perfection? How can you look at that and not think there is a creator, a deliberate creator who made everything perfect? And she's like, well, we don't know. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what she said. We don't know. So I attribute it to science. I was like, who the fuck invented science? And then she's just like, well, we don't know. We don't know who did that. It's God really did. Man discovered science. God invented it, right? He's the
OG science as well. It's like you have to prove it.
Who was it? I think it was Tesla that said like, I was not sure about God until I studied science, and now I know without doubt there is God. Like it's like, yeah, you studied something along that.
And the whole point for people like that is like, you're not supposed to know everything.
Yep. It's like, you can leave it at that. And
that's quite literally why faith exists.
Yes.
To fill in that gap.
Of faith.
Yeah.
100%. So I just look at it like, that is how I think you find God, is through your communication. Like, how would you get to know your father? Thinking? No, you talk with your
develop
father.
a relationship with him.
And so I look at, it's so funny too. I was sitting there and I said out loud, I said, God, how do you want me to be a better man? And then I was like, okay, well, he's not going to answer right now. Like, just come down and be like, I got you, bro. Like, let me
do these things.
Yeah, do these things. No, so I'm sitting there and I go, okay, well, I think that through others, I find a different veil of you, because I was just with Cody Jefferson, and he just talks so much.
Dude, he had a great podcast with Taylor Welch about the topic of churchianity.
Yes,
which was
churchianity. Is that
churchianity? That's what it's called. Great. It's just he's speaking exactly along the lines of what you were just talking about, of how like church and organized religion is like just totally opposite of what like God intended. Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, so it's
verbatim. Go watch the episode for yourself.
It's a good one. But so I said, I think that it's through others that I find you, and it's that through my actions I better understand you. And then right at that moment, like a locust flew in my face, or like a grasshopper. So I went off like that. I was like, okay, so that's probably wrong then. I was like, if they're going to throw that, I'm like, I don't believe in coincidences. I'm like, you don't throw a grasshopper at my face for no reason, right? And then I sit there and I'm like, okay, then what is it? And I think I just kind of landed on it, and I was like, it is through, and I could totally be wrong, but it's through the experiences that you put in me. And I thought of this quote from Marcus Aurelius: waste no time on thinking what a good man is, simply be one. And so I thought that, or I said out loud, I think it's that you want to put these experiences in front of me, and through trial and error, through my own emotions, which are my guidance compass, the one that, because when you do something and you feel bad that you did that, that is your emotional
your conscience.
It's your conscience. It's your emotional guidance system trying to tell you, no, Don't do that. And when you ignore that and keep doing that, like you're going to end up in a bad pocket, not a good pocket. No bueno. And so through my emotions and experience, you will shape me into a better man because that's already what you set out for me. And I was like, okay, no grasshopper.
Where's the grasshopper?
Yeah, that was good. Imagine if another one hit me. I'm like, all right, try again, right? You're not going to get that at church. There's a saying where it's man can't find God in a group. He must be by himself. There's something about being by yourself with God. That's why these monks in Orthodoxy retreat to the mountains and become hermits. Only through them, like by themselves, can you find it. I think you can find different understandings of God.
Yeah.
But to truly know God and to have the wisdom that comes with a relationship with God, I don't think you're going to find that anywhere else but through your own communication with him.
I think, I like that a lot. I also think there is a balance that has to be had with group and community. Like if you just look at the original design for like the first followers of Christ, like there were 12 disciples, right? So there's multiple disciples and they built each other up through the different experiences. And then you have like the quote from Matthew, when two or more are gathered, that's when Christ is present. And so I think it's a mix, but I also then think like what you're saying is when you're alone, like what does it say in the Bible to do when you're alone? It's to like close your closet, go into a dark place and speak to your Father, essentially. And
that's what I mean. That's when you really get to know God.
that's when you build the relationship.
Well, it's even like it's man. God made man in his image, right? And so we are connected to God. It's through yourself that you will understand him, through your own actions and reflecting on them and having that emotional guidance system to understand. I didn't feel good about that. There was a certain thing that I won't talk about it, but there was a certain thing that I felt uneasy about. And I said, how do I be a better man? And, I went through all that. And then I thought about that specific scenario. I didn't feel good about that scenario. And I was like, I'm kind of ignoring this right now. I'm like, no, it's not a big deal. That's not the one that you're bringing to the front of my mind for no specific reason. It's like, that's totally not it. And then I couldn't think of any other scenario. I was like, it's probably that one then. So I was like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that. So I think that's the best way to think about it. And then let's wrap up on this. Let's wrap up on a really good story with the 12 disciples. My favorite story with the 12 disciples.
Okay.
So,
And then I have something to actually wrap up on after that.
Okay. I thought you were going to say you have something like now. So you want to wrap up now or?
No. Do the 12 disciples and then I have one last question for you.
Okay. So it's a Louis C.K. sketch and he's talking about this. It's on stage. It's the funniest thing. And so it's Jesus and he's walking with the 12 disciples and they see a fig tree. And he sees the fig tree and he goes like, oh, a fig tree. I'm hungry. I would like to eat figs. And he goes over to the fig tree and there's no figs. And it's just, there's none. And the disciples say, for there is no figs. Like it's not season for figs. And Christ says something along the lines of like, cursed be this tree for it'll never bear any fruit. And then they just like leave and they go to sleep or whatever. And they're leaving in the next day. And then Christ he's just such a G. He's just the big G. He really is the top G. Like he is. Not even the top G. He's the biggest G. He really is. He's just walking. And there's these 12 disciples behind him. They walk by the fig tree. It's completely dead. Uprooted. It's like all the vines are dead, everything like that. And they go, Master, look, for that is the tree that you curse. And he just turns around and goes, have faith in God. And it's just like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, have faith in God. Like, just shitty fig tree. And they just kill it. I remember reading through that and I just didn't understand it. And I kept reading it. And I was like, I think the story may just literally be if God wants to fucking kill the fig tree, he's going to kill the fig tree. God does what God wants to do. And it was a really, really just like, it's so funny the way Louis put that. But even then reading that verse multiple times, I'm just laughing my ass off at imagining the disciples literally going like, look, this guy right here, someone woke up on the wrong side of the floor. And it's just, oh my God. Yeah, literally. But it's just hilarious. I think if you read the Bible, because I think everyone reads the Bible from a very serious perspective. I'm like, I think if you read what Christ was saying and actually insert a little bit of joy in there and like he was having a good time as well and happy, I think it's actually a lot more.
I have a cool Bible. It's like comic book style.
Oh, that's great.
And that's like the way I like to look at it. It's
Right.
like a Marvel movie.
Yeah, like the flipping the table and stuff. How badass is that? He walked in there and said, nah, we're not doing this right now. And just flip the table with the gamblers. So it's great.
Yeah. It's
Last question.
Great. It's a selfish question.
Go for it.
But I want you to pitch the audience on attending the Client Ascension Event in October.
What's the date?
October 25th and 26th. There will be a vote.
Is it going to move this time again?
It's going to move. So just start to think of a little bit of a sales pitch. And
What's the event on?
Like the date?
Yeah.
25th
No.
and
What's
26th.
it on? Like topic, I mean.
Oh, just client ascension stuff, how to grow your business, essentially.
It's going to be basically kind of just like a bigger version of this mastermind that we did this past weekend. So I'm going to be talking about sales. Andre's going to be talking about leadership, operations. Christian's going to be talking about his copy, offer sauce, as he does so well. And Daniel's going to be talking about whatever's kind of like that thing Daniel's chasing.
I'm going to talk about 4.
You're going to talk about 4.
There's literally presentation 4. Next slide 4. Next slide 44. So it just keeps going. Okay, why don't we go ahead? Let's punch in right now. Only me on the screen. Get all these guys out of here. Hello. How's it going? Do you ever wake up in the morning frustrated that there's not a Bugatti in your driveway? Do you ever go about your day and think to yourself, God, I fucking hate being poor. You need to get some fucking money in your life. And you know how you go about getting money in your life? The first step is to start a service-based business, because what it does is it creates cash flow for you. Now, you may have already crossed the first step. You've already gotten your cash flow going. You have a service-based business. You know how you make more money? You simply do it better. And as you can see right here, we're panning real quick. We got this guy right here, Andre Heichel Jr. And then we got this guy, come here. And then we got this guy right here, Christian Bonnier Jr. And then we got here, right here, Mr. Dan Crowley Jr. right here. Everyone's a junior. And these 3 guys have just achieved operational excellence inside their agency, which is called
Knowledge X.
And Knowledge X is operating at how much revenue per month?
It was $100,000 a month.
And we have scaled it down a little bit, or what?
Yeah,
Well, you guys kill it already, or what?
pretty much.
We
dead.
folded it in the Client Ascension because we started doing like that.
And now I have list kids.
Dead, burned down,
Okay.
out of business.
Anyways, so these guys scaled an agency to 100K a month. You too can scale an agency to 100K a month. And you know the easiest way for you to do that is to surround yourself with other people who are doing it, other people who are on the same journey as you, pursuing operational excellence. And you know an even better way to achieve that? You come to the Client Ascension event on October
25th and 26th.
and you get your fucking credit card out. You stop being a fucking pussy and you go and you enter in the checkout page that, is there a link?
Not yet.
It'll happen. And you're going to buy it. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to ignore the anxiety that you had, that something similar to what Max, how do you say Max's last name? Studervent?
Yeah.
Max Studervent was being a little pussy before he signed up, is what I heard. And now look at this kid. How much is Max making now?
50K
a month.
He's making 50K a month. At how old?
21.
21. Not 4, but 21 years old. We have 4-year-olds inside of Client Ascension running agencies at 100K per week. That's 400K per month, every single month. And yet you guys go towards other. You think maybe I can learn from him. Maybe I can learn from that. Maybe I can learn from that. Bullshit. If you're not learning from Client Ascension, you're not only making the wrong decision, but your mother's back will break. And how could you selfish motherfucker? How could you do that to your mother, to your ancestors? They're rolling in their grave as you go and buy some stupid course outside of 4Creators, which is a great product as well. Go to 4creators.com and you'll go ahead and have a good time there. And when you go to the Client Ascension event, above all else, there'll be a calm moment. You'll be sitting there in the room and silence will happen. In between the moments, while we're waiting for a speaker to present you, you'll feel this energy in your body. It's an energy of excitement. It's uplifting. You feel it. Could this be the information that changes your life, gets you to 100K a month? Well, you have to find out. And here's what's going to happen after that. You're going to go downstairs. There's going to be a woman with a very large set of tits. She's going to walk up to you and she's going to say, "Are you an agency owner?" And you're going to be like, "I am." She'll be like, "Are you like trying to like get to like 100K a month?" And you're going to be like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh my God, did you just attend the Client Ascension event?" She's going to be like, you're going to be like, "Yeah, I did." And she's going to be like, "I don't even want to go anywhere. Fuck me right here." And you're going to get laid in the middle of the street. And when you get arrested,
Client Ascension will pay your
Agency will
bill.
work without you because you went to client.
Exactly. You're going to have an operational agency without it. But here's the best part. You're going to be in jail because the cops aren't going to listen to you because they're going to be a little upset. But when you're in jail, you're going to say out loud, you're going to say, "Hey, I'm from Client Ascension. And guess what? We have cops inside of Client Ascension." The entire police force of Tampa Bay has membership to Client Ascension. Okay. And so what's going to happen is you will literally be able to get out of jail and you'll be thirsty now for more crime because you've never had so much freedom. And so you're going to go and you're going to rob a bank and you're going to make 100K and boom, 2 days here in Tampa and you've already hit 100K a month agency just through robbing it. And you had sex in the middle of the street with Jessica Rabbit. And what else? Do we need to do anything else?
No, that's perfect. I bought the ticket before.
bought the ticket.
before the Sex
Well
on the
done.
Street. Appreciate it, brother.